This is McCullough, as well as Felicia, as well as Niana. Yep, we're all here. Oh my God. I don't know, you guys. Oh, I feel like I'm in my own. No, I feel like we're all in a sweat lodge together. And like this, the amount of heat that's coming through the sun right now is just really crazy. And I am just like this morning, just watching how bright it got. I was just like, we're not even in July yet. Can you imagine how hot it's going to be in July? Now, I would do better if there was some humidity, a little bit. You know, like when I go to Puerto Rico, it kind of like takes your breath away. It's like you do one of those things when you're in Puerto Rico until you acclimate. And then it's like, I remember my first time in Puerto Rico. I got, this California girl got off the plane, and I was like, "Oh, going to Puerto Rico! Yay! Get off the plane!" I was like, "There is no air here. What is going on?" And it was because the humidity is so high, and I was just like, "Oh my God!" And so I just remember the elders when they came and got us. I was just like, "How do you guys do it with this all here? I thought Texas was something, but this is not that." Just said, "Oh, don't worry, you'll acclimate to it. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be fine. Don't worry." And I was like, "Oh my God!" And then it was like, I think it took like an hour or something, and then my body started acclimating and doing okay with it, and I was just like, okay, all right. So, yeah, the heat. This one, our UV is 10, and Puerto Rico today is 12. So California is 10 today, and I'm just like, yep, get used to it. So this is going to be one of those really good, just kind of sitting and talking, and just remember anything, you want to jump into some Spiral Light. I have my books copies here. This is one of my copies. This is me on the back. I have to get used to saying I'm an author, but I'm just so looking at, I completed the task. I wrote the first one, and I put it on this because these are my demo books. So I'm not selling it. But you can go to Amazon and pick up a copy of my books if you so desire, and galacticspirallight.com. Come on, that's really easy. That's my webpage. So just FYI, I will never text you, email you, hey, send me some money for blah blah blah. Just to let you know, I don't operate like that. You need the service, you email me, and then I will get in contact with you and say if I'm available, what are you searching for. I do like a little quick little mini consultation, and then we'll go from there and book you into your sessions of what you want to do. But that's how I operate. I'm watching all this stuff that's happening with people. Now with this AI, they can pretty much put together what they want and advertise. But, just know that's not how I walk. And the Be So Light tribe, everybody knows I don't walk like that. That's not how I do things. So just putting it out there, being aware. So today is Sunday, June 23rd. And we are right here at the White Crystal World Bridger. I dedicate in order to equalize, universalizing opportunities. I seal the store of death with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of endlessness. The color is white, the planet is Mars, and the chakra is the throat. The family center, the earth is cardinal, and this is the message. The solar system is a galactic thought molecule, and the planets are is electronic thoughts units. Interesting. So we're dealing with the higher mind connection. We're dealing with that fourth continuing consciousness here, and the cosmic awakening or the cosmic ascension energy here. And that's what we're moving through today. So that's what's bringing in the awareness today. Um, oh, hold on a second. I almost forgot. So, remember how I made my my portal cards? Remember those? And I was doing a lot of the portal reads. Remember these? Remember this? Hi, Bri! So, remember these are mixed with the Stargate energies and universal law things that come through this. So, I was doing them, and then there was something weird that happened. It was like right on point with something, and I was like, wow, that's really strong. So I didn't pick them up again. I was just like, that's really strong. So last night I was just kind of going through them, but then I'm working on another project. I like when I just come out and I work on a project. And I just start doing things. I do the weirdest project type of things. I'll be watching some off crazy movie and then I'll be like, I'm gonna go design this. I feel inspired to make this. And I just start doing it. Just start making things. So I am making my own dice to roll, and they have Reiki symbols. I'm almost done. Today I'll complete them. And they have star galactic things on them, codes. And I'm like, oh, I like it. I like it a lot. But they have to be, after I do them, they have to go through a charging, where you charge it up. And then I have to link it to source when I'm done. It gets linked to source. So when I'm rolling those and I'm allowing myself to grab an info or grab one, then it's like, oh my goodness, comes out. Hi there, love your necklace. Studio 989. Oh, Studio 989 is in the house. Where have you been, Studio 989? Where have you been? Where have you been? What do? Don't, where you been? Where have you been? And I'm not talking about, what is it, Ray Ray's song, Where Have You Been? All right. Yeah. No, don't try to press those little hearts. No. It's not going to save you. Somebody's getting a spanking. She's probably like, ooh. All right, let's start off our energy just right. So, hold on. Let me get in here because I just been like in this creative thing. So let's just start off right today. All right. Hold on. Wait. It's twisted. Hold on. I'm like, what's going on here? Oh, wait, you guys. Hold on. Duh. Oh, my God. I don't know about all of you, but I have been like just in this ever since I went yesterday and saw how everything was changed, that's when I was like, I'm still thinking about that. And so Spirit really came in and just said, that is a new reality timeline that you stepped in. You stepped out of the old. That's the new timeline. I said, well, it would have been nice if you would have gave me like a heads up or something. Instead, when I show up, I see it, and then it's kind of shocking to my system, and it just feels like a complete erase. I said, well, when old timelines move out and fade, that's what that is. Oh, T, if you're up in here, you're gonna have energetic awakening. So don't be in here. This is not the platform for you, unless you're coming in to provide or connect into divine love. But you can't be up in here, hon. You know. So go find a different platform. Take your thief self somewhere else. Maybe this will help you, T. I just love this. Thank you, Pearlie. Get out of here. No, no. If T wants to hang around and show the level that he's representing, which is first dimension and second dimension, which are those hell realms, then that's what he's showing. Which means that he's coming up in this realm and he can't match the energy. So yeah, you got like T minus 7 seconds to get out of here. And we raise the energy frequency up through our divinity and our sacred heart. That's what Be So Light is all about. Be your light. Obviously, you have forgotten how to do that. You don't know what that is. So when we have people that troll, because, you got to look at the trollers as they're lower vibrational beings. They come in, their whole thing is to wreak distraction. And this goes for any of you that come on and you're trying to do your teachings or whatever. You got a troller that comes in. That's why they call them trolls, because they come in and they're trolling to see what you're doing and they want to disrupt. They also are vampire beings that want to suck energy. So we display anger, frustration, or something at them. They're feeding off of that because that's probably the only, I don't know, attention that they're getting. So that's why we just keep raising the frequency up. Have you ever noticed that anyone that comes in with that frequency, they don't stay? Especially when we start talking about, okay, the frequency is going to start imprinting on you. And I always give a nice warning. I always like to honor people's free will, and I will give you a warning that will allow you to use whatever consciousness you're trying to function off of to leave of your own free will. But don't let me feel like as though I'm not able to just help you maybe figure out where your light is and activate that. Because that's what I'm good at. I'm a very old soul. This is not my first time in the rodeo. And the souls that I align with, we all know each other. We just look different, but we know each other. All right. So anytime we get a faker up in our space, we welcome you. But if you're going to keep that alignment, we'll help you find your light and we'll imprint it very well. So I give you T minus 7 seconds to leave of your own free will. Then after that, welcome to our enlightenment. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, do you have your tea? At this point in the game, what's today? Sunday? Oh yes, it's my dragon day. I was quite hungry this morning. Yes. Quite hungry. Anyway, lovelies, let's jump into today. Now, we've been on this journey of 21 days of sacred purpose, moving into our work, and really honing in and diving into those places and being a part of that. Okay, so one of the things that I really, I'm going to close this real quick, that I really want you to understand, when you came here and you came through the membrane, or some of you might have not even left the firmament and you're down here and you hit the light and you reincarnated right away. And if you did anything that shortened your mission when you were in mission here and took yourself out of the game or something, then you immediately came back down here and cycled back through. Okay, so let's talk about when you, wait, let me just, oh no. Let's talk about when, I like that bug spray. Let's talk about when you make the decision that you want to be a part of the collective. You want to come and assist Earth. But let's just say that, I like that, Pearly. Let's just say that you're coming from a Martyrian, or you're a Palladian, or you're coming from one of the Syrian planets or so. And then you decide you want to be a part of the whole Earth reset. Earth moving into the higher realms, because Earth really, when we look at her, she is evolving to this higher star being, where she's not going to be where they put all these things around her and put her in quarantine. Earth was like quarantine. It's no joke. We were quarantined. And we were quarantined because of the fact of the type of beings that were down here wreaking havoc and enslaving us and doing all this crazy stuff with us. So that's why there's been like this huge quarantine around us. And when I say that, I mean there was a veil that was so put around us where a lot of different star beings could not come through because of the toxicity of that veil that would keep them out. Okay, so they couldn't come through it. So now, since many of the different layers of the veils have dissolved, and now we have this opening that's happening, but the firmament is still in place, but not for long. Okay, when I say that those dreams I've had of that breaking, and the sky was on this like fiery look, like fire dancing on water, that's what it looked like. So the amount of energy that's coming in, that plasmic light, is making changes. So when we're fulfilling our sacred purpose, there's a lot that goes into it. Like, where are you from? Where are you originating from? So I went ahead and made my notes And I was like, well, let me dive into this and get like some of the info together. And there's one with the Oracle of the Universe. I like this. This one goes kind of deep. Okay, Oracle of the Universe. Now this one dips into the universe. It dips into the constellations. It has even the astrological meanings on it. So there's a lot of good star medicine on this. And it just takes you there. Now remember, when you're working with cards, they are those activational portals into that energy of what this representation is. So just keep in mind, and this, working with this set is very, how do I put it? Going into timelines, going into portals, and it's so pretty on the back how they have it. So, Oracle of the Universe. That's if you like to star travel. Now, there's a lot of star travelers here that are trying to remember why they came. And here's the thing. As I was doing my research and I was lining it up, I came across a section that was talking about the loss of the wings, when you lose your wings. Now, there are some of you that are angelic beings who don't remember being angelic, but you came down here to have a human experience. Okay, you just dropped down, be down here, and your wings were removed. Okay, so you can be down here. So you might be someone that's walking around wondering why you're constantly having like this shoulder pain in the back, upper mid back stuff going on all the time. You know, you're just kind of trying to figure out, why is that always there? You might be one of the people that sit back and say things like, I don't know where it came from. I've had this all my life or something. One of those things. Just saying. You're constantly having that pain back there. Okay? Just that pain. Okay? So, hi lovely, natural heavens, hi. So, Arcturian star seeds are from Arcturus. Their ability, and I'm going to read you what their abilities are. It's not, I shortened it all down because some of the stuff was so wordy. And it's like, look, you just get to the point of what it is. So, Arcturian star seeds. You come from Arcturian. Your abilities is compassion, wisdom, and healing abilities. Now, you come from the Boots constellation. And the reason why you are here, what your abilities are, you're a deep empath. You have a deep capacity for love and compassion. You have natural energy work and natural working with nature, connection and healing arts and the environment. So one of the things, one of your purpose is all about your peacemaker. Okay, you're a healer, you're a peacemaker, and you like to expand love. Okay, that's Arcturian. Okay. A Palladian star seed is the origin soul from the Palladians. You come from like the Seven Sisters. It's in Taurus. It's the constellation. It's the peace and love. And this is resonating with, it's kind of like being in that place of helping humanity, being inside, being a healer with that, constructing, looking, changes. That's the Palladian, being a messenger. Okay? A Lyran, now Lyrans are very cat-like. Okay? When I talk to the cats, that is my Lyran coming out. And it never fails. And I've done it so much. It's just, the little one looks and says, she just knows exactly what you're saying. And I say, yeah, I'm talking Lyran to her. And cats have Lyran energy connection. That's a part of their genetics. So when you're talking Lyran to a cat, they recognize that. It's like, Nahare naroro kustarana. Rena kasia. Rataneri. There's a lot of that comes in. When the cat hears that sound, they will stop in their tracks and they will go. And then you do it again because it sounds similar to their purring. Viluvia. Viluvia is a Lemurian term of I love you. That's from Lemuria. Viluvia. Okay? So, when you say that to any cats, they just gravitate towards that. And they'll hop up on your bed. And here's the thing, when you're speaking any kind of light language or your star language, okay? Your star language, the first thing that's happening, what your thought is and what comes out as the sacred language are connected. It's telepathically done. So if you're speaking in light language to an animal or to someone else, they're going to pick up on the frequency and the energy of what you're saying. They're not trying to figure out all the words you're saying or the tones that you're saying, because a lot of it is not words. It is frequencies and tones that creates the light language of what you're speaking, of what you're holding. Okay, that secret vibration of that tone related to that star being. That's what they speak. Okay, so Lyrans are uplifting, inspiring, female, I should say, cat-like beings. They are more like leaderships. They're from the bright star of Vegas constellation and Lyran area. Okay, they are into the science, engineer, and education. So if you see someone, and a lot of times you can tell a Lyran. A Lyran will have a very oval-like face. They will have these cat eyes. They will have hair. A lot of times they'll have very thick hair, which is like mane, like their mane. And they can't do a lot with it, but it's really shiny and shimmery. Kind of like it can be like a dark brown, an auburn color, blondish color. It's very light. It has a lot of light. They have a lot of light around their hair, and it's always poofed out. They look like a tiger. They look like a lion. They look like a cat. And they're always kind of like on this alertness with themselves, okay? They walk in this knowingness. That's a Lyran, okay? We are very connected to Lyrans that are here on our Earth timelines right now. A lot of Lyrans are here. A lot of the Palladians are here. A lot of the Andromedans are here, helping with the new contract agreements that cannot be violated, getting rid of the old ones. So there's been a lot of meetings. So pay attention, like I said, when your sky goes cloudy all of a sudden and it gets rain all of a sudden, there was no broadcasting that there was some storm coming in. And then all of a sudden you start hearing all this thunder sound, but there's no lightning. But then again, you get these big golf-sized hailstones. That's a starship coming in. Okay, that's a starship. So be aware of that. Okay, so a Sirian starseed person is, they are, believe it or not, a Sirian is like, this is place of Sirius, okay, but they are drawn to law enforcement and military. Is a Sirian starseed. They are all about warriorship. They are all about fighting, defense, getting their hands on something to do battle with. Okay, those are Sirians. And the purpose of them is to uplift strong healing abilities, medicine therapy, and alternative healing comes through a Sirian. But they are also linked to law enforcement and military. So you might have someone in military that might specialize in bioengineering or bioplasmic work where they're learning about the DNA and how to run certain plasmic codes together that can enhance one's life, putting together genetic engineering of those type of plasmic things. They're trying to put those together. So that's a Syrian. Syrian is always, it's about the engineering of things, okay? It's about that connection to things like that. But it's also about the law. Andromedans are placed next to the Milky Way, but Andromedan is also the star system that you see that spirals in a constellation of the spiraling colors. We've seen it out in that space. That's Andromedan. They are the closest ones to us, okay? But depending on how you look at the Earth, if you think of it as flat or if you think of it as a sphere, I think of it as like a mushroom. I see it as a mushroom. It's like this that gives this water effect above, and then the Earth is like this laid out. And then there's all this protection around the membrane here. But underneath is where we can go into the Middle Earth because it's the Tutorius where it drops in and can spin back up. So we have that. So that's how I see the Earth. I have a hard time seeing it as this circular thing that's out in space and moving around. I have a hard time seeing that because there's just too many issues. When we travel, you can't go below a certain point on the equator line, okay? So it's weird that you can't drop below it a certain way. They want to keep that. You know, certain times you go out in the ocean, you're going somewhere and they want to keep a control on how far you're going out. Why? What are you hiding? Oh, would we just run into I don't know, a wall of the Palladians there or a wall of the Andromedans there? I don't know. What are we going to run into? And then when I look at the openings of Game of Thrones or when I look at the openings of House of Dragons, how it's all laid out. And I'm like, They never show it on an earth thing. They always show it all laid out on this land. It's laid out. And I looked at that. And then yesterday, when I was in Michael's, in the new reality, when I went into that store, right up front, we were walking down the aisle and they had the map layout of the earth. And it was laid out like an old map back in the 1600s. And it wasn't circular. It was just laid out. Everything was near each other. And I said, funny how they have this as a decor. Interesting. So, the Andromedans are all about sharing knowledge. They're all about research work and innovation. That's what Andromedans like to do. They are more of your beings that are really tall. They have a very subtle, peaceful energy about themselves. And I remember when I was working in a spa and I would have certain clients come in, I would just feel their energy and I would just straight up say, oh, you're a Andromedan. How's life treating you over here? What are you here to do? And they would be like, huh? I said, you heard me. You're a Andromedan. From the Andromedan star scene. Yeah, you're down here. Come. And then their light goes on and they're like, when you say that word, I feel my heart go like this when you say that. Now, Andromedans have like a very, you know that movie, 1,000 Planets, thousand something. Oh my God, what was the name of that movie? It's a guy that travels and he'll go to like 1,000 planets within 1,000 cities or something like that. Well, anyway, that movie definitely shows the time of different type of star beings, what they look like. And the ones when the movie first opens up, they were very Andromeda like, water, and yet and still they had the very translucent body coloring over them. So those are Andromedan beings. Now keep in mind, Andromedans camouflage themselves when they're around, but when you feel their energy, it's all about this peace and love, like a Lemurian would be. It's this peace and love energy. They're Andromedan beings hardly ever get upset. They don't show their anger very well. That's not them. Okay? But they're very peaceful beings. Someone from the Orion, that is more like your starseed, comes from the starseed, the star place of Orion, the Betelgeuse, the Regal, and they are strong-willed. They come into the new earth fundamentally guiding and protecting humanity. These are those strong ones. These are the ones that like to go out and protest. These are the ones that are like, no, you're not going to do this. This is what it is. Did you say they have something over them? Most of your star beings that are here right now, that are helping to set new ordinance and contracts for the new earth setting. Okay, there's the contracts. Lots of contracts have been signed. Okay, they will camouflage themselves so that you will not see what they really, really look like. Because, like I said before, if you were to see what these star beings look like walking amongst us, a lot of you would just pass the hell out. Okay? Because what would happen, it would mess with every single thing that you were indoctrinated into to believe, all the way down to religion. It would just mess with every single thing. Okay, there are some people that live on this planet that think they're the only species in a whole space, in a whole universe. I'm like, what planet are you living on? There are people who would never ever believe that a lot of times when we go into the so-called fighting or whatever in other countries, that they're fighting other beings. And they don't have the technology to fight these beings because they're using technology from other world, from their world. Okay, trust me, I know what I'm talking about on this. I've been in too many different dimensions fighting, doing what they call the secret military rescues or whatever, and you don't have any memory of it because they wipe it every time. But you have body marks and stuff, and then flashes that come through. They can't get everything. But like I said, a lot of you would lose your cookies if you saw something that was standing next to you in a reflection of glass it looked human when you look at it, but when you look in the glass, there's something else. Okay? That movie, They Live, is not far from it. It's directly on the truth. There's dimensional things, and this is why you have to be prepared for what you're going to be seeing as our sons come into position and start representing themselves more, and there's no more hiding. Yes, we got the two sons now, it's in our face. We can't ignore that. There's no more, oh, look, I see this. What is that? There's not going to be any more of that, okay? Because of the fact that this is where we're going. Things are changing, and we are moving into that. So when you see these beings, you'll see them. You'll be talking to one and not even realize. Like, for me, they hang out in places where you would never think they are. Like Big Lots. Okay? There's a couple of them in there. They slump over. Their skin doesn't look right on them. They have these really big heads and glazy like eyes. They don't look human, but they're just here fitting in, blending, trying to blend in. And I, the one that I see that's up in Big Lots, I know for a fact it's not human because of the way it moves. It's trying to blend in. I'm like, oh hell, man, you're not human. So when you see traits of yourself, depending if it's Arcturian, Palladian, Lyran, Sirian, or Oron, if you come from that, and it's all about what's your behavior like. What resonates with you? Are you a fighter? Are you just kind of paying attention to where it is? Then there's this one, the Minnetonkan starseed. Now the Minnetokans, this one kind of really resonate a lot with me. And there was a whole section, if you type it in, Mintakan, when you type it in, it brings up a lot of info. Go to DuckDuckGo to go to those archives to get it. Don't do it through Google and being in them because it's all regulated. Go to DuckDuckGo so you can get something off into the archives and get the info so you can see it. But this one lady did a really good write-up on it, and it's a part of the Orion, or I should say the Orion constellation belt. And the purpose is they are a light worker, they're about positive energy, intuitive wisdom. They are also drawn to water. They love spending time near the ocean, and they are intuitive and inner wisdom. So this is that tribe of starseeds, the Minnetokans, okay? Which there's a lot of us that have this, okay? You go to water, you connect to water, you can pray with water, you can do anything with water, and it responds to you, okay? The blue avians are high vibrational beings. They are humanoids, and they have the blue light feather symbols. Their connection is to the constellation realm of purity energy. So they are part of the whole purity energy realm. They're up there more in your 11th, your 12th dimensional energy. That's that realm where they come from. They exist outside the 3D limitation reality. Okay? They have spiritual realm of strong connection to psychic abilities. They are deep in truth. They help to raise the collective vibration. So anyone that's out there that's doing a lot of truth speaking, they come in and they have this energy where they represent this. So they represent the starseeds of the blue avians. Now the indigo children is one part of the children, but don't forget the new children that are being born now. They are the golden ones, okay? They are the golden children. The golden children are coming in with all their DNA in place. They are also coming in with their fifth chamber in the heart in place to exist because of being in a higher frequency, higher realm, a more crystalline body. They need that fifth chamber to exist on this realm. Their DNA is in place. They will have memory of a lot of their travels in place and will be able to share it with people. So when you have a baby, or if you've had one recently, and this child is talking to you about things that just don't sound like, where the heck are you getting this from? They don't eat the food here. They always want to eat something that's natural or something that they know is clean. Okay? These are the golden ones. They are totally in tune. They are totally aligned. They are totally connected. Your indigo children or advanced young soul generations, the younger individuals, they have a strong sense of independence and purpose. Now, hello, parents. This goes for all of you who would be like, if you have a child that is constantly challenging you, okay? This child will tell you, why are you doing it that way? You feel like you're the kid and the child is the adult. That's an indigo. An indigo will tell you an easier way to do something. An indigo will call you out and will tell you, no, 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 why are you acting like that? Please don't do that. An indigo child will do that, and so will a golden child will do it. Okay? A lot of the children that are coming in now are coming down here to help put things in better perspective, to make things better, to show a better way to do something, and then to help kind of steer the adults out of fear. They just go and do it. They're not thinking about some kind of limitation with it. So your indigos are very, very strong in their sense of independence. They love the earth. They live a high vibe life. These are the ones that like color. They like to express themselves. They like to dance. They like music. They like to be happy. Okay, they're not the ones that just want to sit around and just try to. They're no, they like to be happy beings. Their purpose is to usher in a new era of consciousness and positive change. That's their purpose. Okay, so if you're dealing with an indigo child, they're the ones that too will tell you, I don't like going to the public school. Can I do something else? I'm not, this doesn't feel aligned to me. They can see through the bull crap. Okay? They can see through the bull crap. Hence the word. Why all of us should really be protecting the children. Because do not forget, there are some beings that don't want these children to grow up to be who they are. They don't want them to be that connected. They don't want them to be sharing anything or doing anything. Their whole purpose, they want to knock that out. They want subservient. They want people who will comply and not raise a voice. They will do what they're told. They don't, these children here, they don't follow those rules. They do not follow a 3D world or a 4D world. They don't connect to that. This is why I was telling you the other day, you have to see yourself unlimited. Okay? You don't just keep saying, oh, I'm going to the fifth dimension, going to the fifth dimension. No. Here's why. Because if you really go back through our history and you look, when Atlantis and Lemurian were up, what dimension were they in? They were already in 5 and 6. They were 7. So you can't get rid of those energy. They are still existing no matter what. So when we're being told, oh, you're going to the 5th. No, that's a programming. That's to make you hold yourself only in 5th dimension and never think you have access to 6, 7, 8th, or 9th, or 10th, or 11th, or 12th, or 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. When I do spiral light, when my practitioners do spiral light, we are not limited to 3rd dimension. We're not limited to 4. We're not limited to 5. We're not limited to that. We're 12 and up because that's where creator energy is. And anything of a low frequency, even in higher sorcery magic, coming through the dark realms, can only go to the 11th dimension. Okay? I did a teaching on those different dimensional realms. They can go up to 11, but they cannot go to 12. They're totally denied there because that's that absolute love connection. That's that absolute source creator connection. Which is why when we tap into spiral light, which is why when we do healing modalities together here as a consciousness group, why it takes place. because we go there. We give ourselves permission. We allow ourselves to go to those dimensions. We don't allow other two-legged beings to come talking their capping off to us. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do it. Bull crap. I can. And I have. And I've done it. And I'll keep on doing it because I can. That's how you hold that frequency. You don't deny yourself that. You are made of a multiple star origins being DNA that flows through you. You're unlimited. You're unbound. The only time when we become bound is when we start trying to fit into this 3D category. Thank God it's going away. Let it all fall down. Anyway, lovely, let's get back to this. Okay, I digress. Hold on, let me sip on some tea. I'm drinking gunpowder green tea. Ashe, for sure. Okay, so the Polarians, now remember, our light that we have that's super bright right now, that's white, that's Polaris. Okay, so the Polarian starseeds are extraterrestrial souls that have incarnated on Earth in high dimensions. Okay, they are peaceful, they're very empathic, they are meditators, they are drawn to understanding the human experience. So, you might get these are the ones that are kind of like the yogis, the let's be in the peace of light, and they are those energy beings, okay? So their purpose is to assist humanity into their spiritual evolution of peace and compassion. They always hold compassion. These are the ones that just come be here, come sit with us, and you feel good when you're there, and it's like they hold this sacred space of healing, and when they sing and they do drumming or they do flute medicine and whatever it is they're connected to, you feel really good. Okay, now we're going to talk about this one. This also ties into reptilians, but it's funny, they only had just the draconians. Now, reptilians and draconians. Okay, so draconians, starseeds, reptilians come from Draco constellation. Okay, they are highly intelligent. They have a high desire for control and manipulation, and they always have a hidden agenda. Gee, who does that sound like? Have you seen anything like that? Have you experienced draconian energy? I don't even have to tell you what they look like, right? How they're blending in with their hidden agendas and manipulations. Who could that possibly be? All right. I had to do that one. Y'all know who that is, right? I'm sure you have no idea what a draconian looks like. Let me refresh your memory. worry. If you live here presently on the planet Earth, trust me, you have been exposed to them. They're all around us. And all the makeup in the world is not going to help them. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in. The sun shine in. Oh! All right. Anyway. That'll help the Draconians really stay centered, don't you think? When I saw that one, I was like, oh, hell no. I gotta talk about Draconians. What do? All right. So let's go on to the Venerians starseeds. Okay, they come from Venus. I'm laughing inside, you guys. Yes, come. Kind of strong there. Gunpowder green tea. Yes. Okay, so they come from the planet Venus. They love art, sensuality. Their purpose is to uplift through art and love, and they're very artistic. So these are artistic people. These are the ones that are like, oh, I just love that color. Oh, I love that. Let's do a pop of green there and a pop of blue and a pop of yellow, all blending into a beautiful design here. Let's bring it in and bring it alive here. Pop, pop, pop. Those are your artist people. They're very connected into colors and art. They are visionaries. They want to bring it to life. They sit in the ambience of paints and pens and doodling and drawing, and they make these masterpieces, and they're just beautiful designs, expressions of what they see, life, expressions. So that's these beings that come from Venus, the Venerians. So here is one, the Hardarians, which is a star seed that comes from Hardar, hopefully I say it right, Hardar, in the Beta Centauri system, okay, Centaurian system. So I don't know what these beings really look like because I've never heard of this tribe. I never heard of this one. But they're very empathic. They are very compassionate. They are from a deep connection with others who have struggled with codependency. They help with the heart center. So when we say codependency, these are people that might be the counselors for abusive situations, like abuse, women in abusive situations, men in abusive situations. This also feels like they are more connected to the counseling setting of any type of addiction, abusiveness type of thing, that codependency of something. So these are more your counselors. They're sitting in this. The Hardarians, okay? So then we move over to Lemurians. Now I thought this was funny. They had the Lemurians but didn't have the Atlanteans to pull up. So the Lemurians, and the reason why they bring this Lemurian up is because under Huna Flash, he does a lot of work with the Lemurians, and this totally is why he is doing his work. Huna Flash is the souls of Pacific Ocean. He's connected to all of that. So he gathers up people that feel aligned and drawn to him to do the Huna work. Okay, the Hunas are the protector warriors of Mother Earth. Okay, anyone that feels called to become a Huna, to go underneath that signature of the Mauis, they get that remembrance of who they originally were as the warrior tribes of Lemuria. So because Lemuria is going into, I think, his 5th or 6th birth of itself here on Earth, is becoming that. So these souls are from the Pacific Ocean. They are drawn to anything that allows them to connect to the earth energy, which is all his work, what he does. The purpose is to help humanity to reconnect with nature, heal the planet, and revive the wisdom to their lost civilization. He is all about that. Huna Flash. He has his own YouTube channel right here, and he did a teaching today. So look him up if you haven't heard of him, but he's Huna Flash. And this is the whole part of Lemurian. Now, this is one section, the guardians of Lemurian, these warriors that come together to do this, that's what their calling is, okay? So when he comes up, he's doing his teaching, he's activating people to remember who they are and saying, hey, are you ready to become a part of this journey to activate this? This is what we're doing. And then the ones that are ready to sign up with that, he gets them ready, does the training and the dragon work that he does. You learn all about that. You learn about that whole lineage, and it's an activation. So if that's calling to you, and that feels like you're calling because it's a part of that, that's who you want to talk to. Huna Flash. Okay? So, now we drop from Lemurian to one of the last ones, and then we'll go into some extra. The Blue Ray. And when I read the Blue Ray, I kind of started thinking, I said, yeah, he's Maori. He's Manoa. He's the native tradition Maori. I can't say it right now. But yes, Studio 989, that's correct. Okay, so the Blue Ray is very sensitive soul, but they connect to the spiritual realm, okay? They emanate a blue divine light. They come from any planet or dimension known for high frequency. They are very intuitive, very clairsentient abilities. They fight off, yes, New Zealand, exactly. They fight off negativity and often seek out peaceful and harmonious environments. Their purpose is to be spiritual evolution, supporting that, and awakening the higher process. They transmute dark aspects of the third dimension into divine light energy. This is the frequency of a blue ray. I started thinking, I said, well, that sounds like me. I said, well, I have Lyran, I have Andromedan, Pleiadians, but that sounds definitely like me, the Blue Ray, because what I like to do, kick ass with the dark. Just say, you know what? No, you don't get to. Always defending, fighting against that. So I was like paying attention to that. And what do? Spiral life, high frequency. I have access to that. It's in my DNA. Yep. So this is just some of them. And there's more because like when I looked at these cards, the Oracle, there was other things in here that didn't come up on this list. So the list does go deeper, like Nibiru. There's one there. Nibiru still comes up on this one. Jacome, the Ilgena, Ursa Minor. There's so many more connections. And after we go through, like this is Lyra. Let's show the picture of Lyra like this. Okay. The Draconian one, how they depict Draconi, the Draco, I should say, they show it like this. Then there's the Hydra. Okay, the Hydra, the snake. Here's the Andromedan. Okay, this is the Andromedan one. That's their picture of it. Some of these are just the planets, but a lot of these are where star beings come from. And here's Vega. That's Vega. That's their image of what that looks like. So there's much more out there to discover. There's more connection. And there's a young lady on YouTube that does the numbers. She does the numerology. She's really, she did a whole teaching on your star system, how to do your numbers and add it up. And it will give you what your star seed numbers are. And then she totally explained, she said, not everybody just has only one. If your numbers add up to this, you could be this, you could be this, you could be this, you could be this. You can be a mixture. You have to remember, when you're talking about soul energy, a soul person of yourself, you have been many different things in many different places. Okay? That's imprinted in your soul matrix, your blueprint of you. Okay? It's all there. Of where you reside, where you originated from, where you, what planet you like the most. I like the crystal planet. I like that crystal realm. It's the pink crystal planet. And oh gosh, one of the ladies that writes these books, I just forgot her name. She has a lot of documentation of people when she would do hypnotherapy with them. Studio 989, who is the lady that she's no longer on our planet, but she did a lot of hypnotherapy, and she put out books of evolution of the four waves. You know what book I'm talking about? Yes, Dolores Cannon. Thank you. Dolores Cannon wrote a lot of books. Her books, like the last one she put out before she passed, talks about all these people that she did these beautiful hypnotherapy healing sessions with, that she was able to write down all this documentation. And when you read those books, you sit back and you say, oh my gosh, that rings a bell. Have you ever read a healing book, a modality or something, and they're telling a story about something, and as soon as you read it, you see images and flashes. It starts triggering flashes in you. That's because that's a part of something you were a part of, or you had an interaction with that, something that connected you to that. So Dolores Cannon really did a good job in documenting all of her cases, what they were talking about, and writing it out. And a lot of it, if you go and read some of her books now, you will see how it's playing out right now, the things that are happening right now. So I love that. So one of the things, you know the movie Aquaman. Okay, now I have not seen all of part 2 yet. I started watching it, then I got distracted with something. So I still need to go back and look at that. I need to finish it up. But as I was going through and doing some research on the mitochondria and then the thymus, I was coming across this word called the aquiline sun plasma. The aquiline sun plasma. And I sat there and I was like, Aquaman, aqua, okay. Aqualin sun plasma. The aqualinin beings are connected to the plasma, the plasma light, plasma the water, plasma. Okay, so when I was looking at that, I wrote my notes and it says mitochondria, and with the permanent seed atom, okay, the permanent seed atom, the divine crystal blueprint within the thymus gland, which sits right here, okay, which is the high heart center. Okay, the thymus gland supports the immune system and the T cells, but it also connects to the 8-dimensional golden ray, which is the inner Holy Spirit, okay, which connects to the plasmic light and plasmic water, okay. So when we are tapping right here, the thymus sits right here. This is raising up the immune system. This is also the high heart self. This is also where some people say when someone is crossing over, they see this orb of light come straight out of their chest and go up. I've seen it. Goes up like a and come from here. Okay. So this is that center part of your cell. This is your immune system regulator. This is your high heart connection cell. Okay. Versus when we're down here in the heart itself and we're connecting to our sacred heart. When we're connected to our sacred heart, yes, Convoluted University book. You guys should check that out. All of the family up in here, check out that. The Convoluted Universal book. It's so good. I got all 1, 2, 3. I think I got all 4 of her books. I think there was 5. I didn't get the earlier ones. I got the ones that I was guided to get when she was talking about Convoluted, the first wave. That's a good one, the first wave. Because that shows you how many of us came in a wave and anchored here on earth. Because we knew what we came here to do. Okay. So when we're looking at the sky and we see that blue, that watery blue, that's connected to us. That's connected here. Okay? That's all that plasmic charged light. Now, I don't know if any of you are feeling how this energy is just really coming in, but it's definitely when it hits your body, it's making some changes to you. Whether you want it to or not, it's going to do it. Okay? So be very aware of the teachings today of your sacred purpose. Is a lot more deeper than you think. Because all of us come from different star origins to be here right now in this moment to do what we came here to do. If it's to hold light, if it's to anchor, if it's to help others to wake up and remember who they are, to be in tune with that. If it's for some of us who feel the need like we have to defend and protect in whatever way that we need to do that to rest assured the safety of Mother Earth. Yes, not everything is changing. The energy is pleasant experience. Yes. But in this process, well said, we're going through that evolution. You know, we're going through that. This is why you're not going to be able to stay in certain situations that don't sponsor you, that don't align with you. But things are happening so fast. It's changing so fast. So just know that whatever you're thinking of, however you're moving, everything's just changing. So I will let all of you know when I have my dice done, and then bringing them out and doing a read with them. I'm excited about it. Today that'll be my finishing up my work on that. But let's dive into a Sunday message. Any questions, anything going on in your mind that you got a question on? I'd like to thank all of you for putting likes on the video. And all new, hey, everybody, I got to celebrate something. I made the other day 600 videos. I'm at my favorite number, 333. And I'm just showing up and doing what I like doing. So I'd like to thank all of you for being here and being supportive of that. There will be some changes coming. I'm really trying to figure out the best way to have I keep going around and around in circles, whatever. Yes, 600 videos. Can you believe it? And that's why I don't believe in anybody that has a platform that has only 12 videos and they got over 25, or they got 80,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, you bought those. So I just don't believe in that. I really don't. And I see the ones that are planted. Oh, don't worry, we'll get your subscriptions up there. We'll just put in some, artificial ones to make it look like you've been in it a while. No, I got skin in the game. I've been here since 2018 doing my work. I got the videos. So go back to the very first one called Respect the Healer. That was my first one. Respect the Healer. Because a lot of people who go into the healing world, you have to be respected on what you do, what you're teaching, how you're showing up. And then there's just some people, because they don't know who they are or not awake yet to themselves, they like to disrespect the healer. Don't do that, because you're disrespecting the vessel of that person who is standing in their truth of who they are. But here's the thing. You're also disrespecting their ancestor who walks with them. You're disrespecting that whole team. So I always tell people, be cautious how you treat the healer. Be cautious. As long as that healer's walking in a good way, they're not out trying to hurt someone or rip somebody off, doing all that crazy stuff. That's all that matters. I don't even have a channel, and I got 44. What are you waiting for? Let's encourage this Be So Light member to have a channel. Get your channel going. What would you like to talk about? When I came on, I was totally guided by a creator to show up. Because one of the things I didn't want to do it. Spirit kept pushing me. And I'll tell you why I didn't want to do it. Because growing up on this planet, being who I am, going to school systems and being teased, called witch, called something's wrong with you. You're always in the books. You're different. You're strange. Drawing pictures of angels and stuff and messages and giving it to people, saying, well, don't you see the angel standing next to you? You don't see the angel? I'm talking to the angel, and the angel standing right next to the person. I'm drawing pictures of the angels, giving it to them. I'm strange. So that kind of stays with you, because you get tired of people poking at you. And then I watched two women that said something that changed my whole perspective. One was Valerie Love. I forgot the other one. And she talked about how she had to come on and start talking. And I liked what she had to say. She spoke her truth on that. And then I just said, okay, and Spirit says, you need to do this now. I was like, okay, fine. I made my first video. And now I just come on and I say it and I do what I need to do. And people who come onto the platform and I know they have a low vibration, this is the Blu-ray that comes out. I call them out. I said, hey, why are you coming over here? I feel if they're going to use their free will to be nonsense, I'm going to use mine too. Let them know how low their frequency is. They're not leveled up. Why not? Got nothing to lose. They're coming over here. Well, it's time to eat. So, yeah, the dragon comes out. So I just say, okay. But you have to step forward. You know, when I wrote my books, and I said, okay, I got my book here. I got my other one here. And it was a blessing to be able to write that and to get it done. And I saw it, and it's nothing more of a gift to see your thoughts in print, and you're holding it. To see yourself put together something that you're holding an outcome of it. And isn't that what being creator beings is about? When you can take and you put your energy into something and you see it in your reality. That's the beauty of it. So all of you that are sitting on your hiney binies, afraid to do your podcast, afraid to do your finish up your projects, see the outcome of it, whatever that may be for you, please give yourself recognition and love yourself enough to see it through. And you might just find out, whoa, I was stalling on this for no reason, and here's the outcome of it. I did it. There's nothing more happier for the divine teams that work for you when they see you complete something. They see you and they go, yes, you did it! Ooh! They're all just rooting for you. They love that. Okay, so here's our messages. Wow, that's kind of cool. Oh, shuka now. I love it. Okay, so in the waters we have ride the waves. Life lessons and growth. You will get through this. Ride the waves. That looks like Yamaye riding the waves. Her day was yesterday. So riding the waves, getting through it. The stone message of the ancient stones. I love this. This is such a unique deck. She really did a good job of that. The ancient stones. It said, pave your own way. Leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. Pave your own way. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. A lot of us are leaders, but we're afraid to step out in front. Oh, wow, I got tsunami yesterday is my personal. Okay, that water. Now keep in mind, when we see a lot of water in areas, okay, instead of looking at water as being destructive, we're looking at water as a flood of emotions of what people can no longer tolerate or put up with anymore. So the emotions comes up in water and floods out everything, and then it creates a cleansing effect. Okay, gives people a way of starting anew. Same with a fire. Fire comes in, burns away, providing cleansing and purification. Okay, when the fire comes through, it's like we're burning up with this anger inside and can't take it anymore. And so it comes out as whew. Okay, now we have the ancestors, and it says the loner, number 9 card, the isolation and introspection. Sometimes you just got to be by yourself, and a lot of people are afraid to do that. They don't want to sit by themselves. I don't have no problem doing that. I'm a loner. I really am. I rather be writing something, creating something, watching something, decoding something, than running around on the streets, going shopping, doing stuff like that. I mean, that's fine, but it's hot as hell outside right now. I have UV10. I don't feel like, no. There's no humidity. No, it's dry. I don't want to be dry. Skin dry. No. Just too much. Shoot. Hell, we're only just in June. Like I said, people, you watch. Next month, it's going to be like this. It's all in your face next month. You watch. Okay, this is the Hermit. I trust my inner voice. Trusting the inner voice. For some of our ancestors, being alone with their thoughts was the last thing they needed. My child, allowed myself to take time when needed. So it's about sitting in that quietness. Got plenty of humidity here to share. Well, at least there's moisture in the air. Our final card message is number 42. And I love this. Mother God, miracles in motion. I love this. Miracle in motion. And that's number 42. Miracle in motion. And she says, this is the Tarot correspondence to Juno. The declaration is, all things are possible. From the 18th centuries, the Marseille's Tarot deck, Juno responds to the High Priestess card in modern Tarot deck. So she is connected to your trust your inner voice. You're being divinely guided and are much wiser than you think. Be easy and deliberate as you move forward, but do move forward. Yeah. Move forward. DEMF. Divine energy moving forward. Okay. These cards are just so cool. I love these cards. She did a good job with them. Now keep in mind, when you see these cards, these are the portals of those ancestors that you're connecting to. Okay. It's the same when you're working with the African tarot cards, the Orisha tarot cards. Those are really powerful cards, and you should only put your hands on them when you're really ready to work with them, especially the Orisha ones. Those are, you don't play with those. Those are not, oh, let me just play. No, don't be playing with them. You got to have intentions when you work with those cards. Okay, lovelies, this is the message of today to help you kind of be inspired to look into those areas of where you're from so that you can actually kind of tune into that energy. And the reason why I bring that up is because I do have another set of cards that are the sacred geometric cards, and we'll dive in that tomorrow because we're going to set up some sacred geometrics for wrapping up our 21 days. We're not almost there. We only have a few days left. So now we're going to be bringing in and anchoring a lot more energy and holding it. So to really be true to the self and anchor that. But in those cards are a trip because I got one sacred geometry, read what it was, and it says you're being invited to a secret meeting. And I was like, what secret meeting? And sure enough, that night, I kid you not, I was taken to the realm of the Lyrans. And I just remember walking, and I still remember it. That happened last year. So I still remember I showed up. Everything was this beautiful iridescent crystal. Everything, it was just gorgeous. And as I'm walking, I had on this beautiful dress and this Lyran, like she was like a queen, came up, and we're all in this like a meeting. It was just beautiful. And I remember she came up and she goes, "How are you enjoying your time on Earth, my dear?" I said, "Oh, it's been a little challenging." She goes, "Let's take a look." And she went just like this on my forehead and put it up to this plasmic liquid like crystal slate and put my essence of what she took here and put it up there. And it showed from the time I was born all the way up to this time. She was looking at it. She says, "Well, it looks like you've had a very interesting journey down there." And I said, "Yes, it's been interesting." "Well, don't worry. It's about to get even more. You're going to be more solid in your work that you're doing down there. Just like that. And I was just like, So there was just, when I had that card and I was like kind of befuzzled trying to figure out, well, what meaning? And then boom, it happened like that. So then that morning when I woke up, I went to those cards and I said, "Whoa." I was like, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, I had a visit, there was a gathering, and a lot of you are going to have your visits and gatherings. Sometimes they do take away that memory so that you won't get stuck on, oh, where you were, how good it felt. Okay? Because when we're coming out of this dense energy and we go somewhere where it's absolute high vibration, it feels really good, all this wonderful stuff, and when we come back here, we're like, what the hell? Did I just get slapped with goo? What is this? I liked it better where I was. So just know, you do make your visits. If you're a contactee, you do have certain marks, like especially some of you do research on birthmarks, certain marks on your body. I have certain marks on my body that are a constellation of where I came from. Okay. And my mom has them too. And it's really interesting. And I'm like, "Oh, you got that one? I got that too." So and the way they mark you will be on the belly, on the side, inner thigh, lower leg. Look for those little tracings when you see like a certain kind of mark on you that makes no sense why it's there. Okay. Birthmarks are usually, especially if they're in a very blatant place, like a birthmark on the head, birthmark on the chest, um, that usually comes from a trauma from a couple of lifetimes ago or so, or maybe the recent one where you were attacked or injured, and that's where you got hit, you know. And then that explains, like one client I worked with, she had a birthmark that was right in her chest area. She goes, "This one hurts every now and then, and I don't know why, but it's a birthmark." I said, "No, it's not. That's when you got shot." And she goes, "Huh?" And I put my hand on it, and it literally, certain people who have the DNA to read a trauma mark, okay, it's called a trauma mark. You'll put your hand on it to get the info, and it will show you what happened to this person. And I put my hand on it and I said, "Oh yeah, you got shot. It was your ex-lover fighting. You got in the way. You got shot and you died. And that's what happened. And this is why you're always looking over your shoulder." She goes, "Yes. I'm always looking over my shoulder like something, like I'm expecting something to happen." I said, "Yeah, that's why." So as soon as we did that, we did some clearing on it to help it dissipate and to help take that timeline out of there so that she could get rid of that looking over her shoulder and that fear. And some people, what happens if if that birthmark is there and it's tied into a timeline, you clear it, the birthmark will disappear. Okay, because it's an anchoring to that timeline or that trauma. Okay, so pay attention to that when you see those marks on your body and you've been wondering about it. Sit with it and say, where did you come from? What lifetime was this? And when you ask, you want to receive the info, do it with the left hand and put your left hand there. so you can get that info, receiving it. And just go there and just ask. And then if you see a glimpse of it, then say, okay, I am choosing to release this timeline. I'm choosing to release everything around this timeline with that. Because here's the thing, okay, this is where it gets kind of slippery. Sometimes you get this mark, okay, a mark on you. Whatever business that wasn't finished in that lifetime with that person or persons, they find you and you guys get set up again in another timeline, in another life. But the evidence of who did what is on you. And then you can trace it to what soul you're interacting with right now that doesn't make you feel too good about them. You'll find them and find out that that energy is exactly what they used to be in another lifetime with you, the same way. It's called having unfinished business. But this time, who's going to finish up the business? How's it going to unfold this time? A lot of us are in those type of timelines, and they're going to be amplified next month. So get ready. Time to either clear it, cut it, be done with it. Because there's some that are in that hiding look, and they actually are there to finish business with you. You be the first one to do it. Cut the timeline. Remember what I said. All right, what do? All right, what is this? They're not soothing in the South. Ancestors love them. Yes, I have had many experiences still writing on my books. Yes, I have something under my armpit. Okay, take a look at that and receive the message from it. Use the left hand and read that. All right, lovely, say it with me. I'm divinely seen. I'm divinely heard. I'm divinely awake. I'm divinely aligned. I'm divinely free. I'm divinely loved. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Be true to your life. And take a look. Where did you really come from? Kind of question it. All right, lovely. Thank you. It's been my pleasure sharing this day with you. Go have a fabulous day. Out here in California, we're just drying up. Finally seen. I'm divinely heard. I'm divinely free. Yes. Yes, you are. All right, lovelies. We only got a few more days. Then we get to take a little bit of break. Then we got to come right back because we got to get into this next cycle and stay in it to win it. All right? Make that life transformation. Got to get anchored in. Don't drop the ball. Stay focused. Stay in your truth. Walk who you are. Remember who you are. That's why we're here. Be your light. All right, lovelies. Bye. You're welcome.